One. Coach Nat Wagner, the softball team went out and played some hard-fought games against Duluth this last weekend. It came down to a final play at the plate in Game 2. Talk about your team's effort overall on Saturday.
I was very happy with the effort. I think we've improved. I think if it's frustrating, but I think the kids they recognize they've improved, and they're playing a good brand of ball right now. So as I told them, I think we just keep doing little things well, keep playing clean games and pitching the way we did. We're going to find success down the stretch here.
You mentioned your improvement, and you look at just your series here this season with Duluth, and the last time you saw them, they kind of took it to you guys a little bit, and then you bounce back and you play them really competitively this weekend. What does that show to that improvement as well?
It really, we didn't hit as much as we'd like to, right? And that's, I think, and again, tip your cap to their pitching staff. They really did a nice job working corners against us, but it was a quality softball, both games, both teams, right? Played really good defense. It was really ground out pretty good at bats, and both teams pitched really well. So, I think a week ago we were talking about putting all three phases together. I think we put two of the three together, and again, we didn't hit badly, lined into a number of double plays. Just you're gonna have games like that. That's softball. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the approach, and they just have to keep focusing on the process, put good days together, and hopefully we can turn the corner here.
Talk about your relievers in that second close game. Did not give up an earned run, kept you in it. You had it. You were 60 feet away from tying the game. Actually,
Right.
You were less than that with a play at the plate. But that pitching staff really had a fantastic effort in that game too.
Yeah, and Duluth is a scary lineup. 1 through 9, they can pop a ball out of the park. So you just have no room for error. In fact, really when you look back at the hits we did give up, anytime you make a mistake, they make you pay. And I think we really made one mistake pitch and doubled down the line. So in terms of being ready to go, to jump in and execute, from the first at bat on, I think that was good. I think in the past we've had kids come in and, in relief and walk a first hitter. That's always frustrating. They were just ready to go, and they made a lot of quality pitches. I just like the compete level, and I think they gained confidence from it too. Ever
since you kind of came on board here at Minot State, you've emphasized your pitching and wanting to get that to the level where you want it, and that's been a point of concern so far this season. But what steps have been made, as you mentioned, pitched really well this weekend? What steps have been made specifically to get to that point?
I think it's a lot of little things. It's different for each individual. For Gabby Dwight, it's about getting healthy. I think Zoe is making some mechanical adjustments, starting to come back into form, and for Trinity's adjustments, hitting spots, and they're still making little mechanical adjustments with different pitches and pitch design, that kind of thing. And it's tough when you get into the competitive part of the season, because it's you're in full competition, and then you're trying to rest up, and then you're back into competition. It's hard to work on mechanics and things like that. So I really, applaud our kids for doing that. They've really been very process oriented, and I think they've gotten tangibly better over the last couple weeks, with their pitches. So, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing right now.
We saw some early struggles from Zoya Robbins, one of the arms you rely upon as a team, but she really came in and bared down on Saturday. And I saw you kind of working with her on some stuff. What were you guys going through in pregame of that one?
I think for a lot of kids, we see this with hitters too. Certain things will crop back up again. You fall in and out of bad habits, and for Zoya, she's such a hard worker. She's probably one of our hardest base runners in practice. That says a lot about her character and just the way she's wired. So, I think there's a lot to work on, but we've been working a lot of posture and pitch design, just release point with her curveball, things like that. So, it's again, it's a process, and we're just past the halfway mark. It goes fast, but I feel good about the trajectory we're on, as a staff, and obviously I think Trinity's picking up big innings, and for her to be able to pitch in both games was huge, and really impressed with her that way.
Look, you mentioned just not quite being able to put all three phases together. After a certain point, when that consistently continues to happen, and unfortunately, that's several of your losses have kind of come in that fashion, right? What kind of mindset do the girls and your coaches as a staff have to kind of just persevere through that and just move on to the next opportunity?
Right, it's a great question. anytime you're not producing runs, right, it's easy to fall into the trap of pressing, right, and trying to do too much. And so I think it's, the message we're sending our kids is stick to your plan, right, and have a plan and stick to it. And again, it's different for different individuals, right? I think we've had, I think a lot of times Isis kept coming up with first base open. Well, now they're going to work around her, right? She's not going to get pitches she might see in a different scenario. So just a lot of different things for different kids. I'm very happy with her leadoff at bats. Jamie Odlum's continuing to really swing a good bat and just grind out great at bats. I think Jasmine has done a really nice job up in the 2 spot. And even when she's out, she's putting pressure on the defense every time. So really all you can ask for is just competitive at-bats, 1 through 9. Just keep grinding the process and hope that things will turn. And they will. They will. Because, again, we lined into a number of double plays. A bounce or two here and there. It's a very different ball game. So.
And the road doesn't get any easier. You're welcome in first place,
Right.
Augustana, this weekend for the first 2 of, back-to-back doubleheaders once again. What do you look from in those matchups this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, Augustana's loaded. They're just really tough to pitch against, and obviously their pitching's fantastic. It's so we have to leverage our strengths against well, they don't have a lot of weaknesses, but need to make sure we're working our plan at the plate. Play a clean game. You can't give up any freebies because with their team speed, they can they'll get in scoring position pretty fast. So, the one nice thing is we know what we're up against, and we know what we need to do to be competitive there. So, I do feel good about game planning there. But we're gonna have to be really disciplined at the plate and kind of dominate the zones that we're looking to hit in.
Kind of going back to those 3 phases again, really the one that's been most consistent for you in your tenure here has been defensively. How do you think your girls have played with their gloves this year so far?
I think on turf in particular. I think changing surfaces is that's something we were concerned about from day one. We struggled at Concordia on a pretty sandy field. We're used to a quicker surface, but that's an excuse. And we're trying to do a lot of variability with our ground ball preparation and things of that nature. But overall process has been great. And for us to come back and play a clean game, I think the big thing is just you want kids to be confident in their preparation, right? Set them up so they've done things thousands of times at game plus speed, and so their preparation gives them confidence. And we should be confident. We're athletic. Very athletic defense. We move well. We get to a lot of balls, and we play quality catch. So I'm very happy with overall preparation. I think the other thing, just situationally, our kids are really good at continuing to play defense, getting trail runners, things like that. So overall, I've been really happy with the brand of defense we're playing. We have to hit a little more, right, and take some pressure off our defense too. And I think that's easy to overlook. It's when you're playing 1-0 ball games or if you're down early in a game, it just puts more pressure on pitching. It puts more pressure on hitters, and so we need to, in games coming up, we need to get out in front and hopefully put some runs on the board so we can take some pressure off too.
And speaking to that, Isis Cabral had 1 hit over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Was she putting too much pressure on herself?
Honestly, I think they pitched her really well. I liked the plan. She was working at the plate. You saw her foul a lot of balls hard, straight back, which as you know, when you do that, you're just missing by, just a hair's breadth. So right now, I think her process has been great. I mean, the conversation you have with her after games, after at-bats, I mean, she's doing things the right way. And again, she almost tied a game on a hit. So, right now she's, again, a lot of times, they're working around her a little bit, and that's the ultimate respect. But I couldn't be happier with her approach right now.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.